Rest day, full day of eating. I'm going to take you through everything that I'm eating currently on a rest day. With the new updated macros, near now 10 weeks out from my first ever bodybuilding show. Rest days are exactly what they're called. You know, rest days are there to recover. We still need food going in and prioritizing recovery alongside that. And food is a massive part to our recovery for building muscle and also losing body fat as well. So prioritize food on a rest day. Obviously the macros for me on a rest day are quite a bit lower than what they are on a training day right now. It's a good chance for us to get carbs nice and low to allow us to drive fat loss on that a little bit further. I only have 2 of these days every single week. So it's just 2 days out of the 7 across the week that my calories are a good little bit lower than what they are on a training day. If you want to see what the training day, full day of eating is like, most recent one, go back, check that out. Let me know what your thoughts are on everything I'm eating there. The macros have been adjusted. This is actually my first day eating this food on a rest day. It's my first rest day of the week. We have 220 grams of protein, 210 grams of carbs, and 35 grams of fat, giving us a total of 2,035 calories for the day. So I'm going to show you exactly what I'm eating. I'm going to have 6 meals, which might sound like a lot, but when you see exactly how I break down my food, exactly how I make my food, hopefully you can take away a lot of value from it that you can take into your diet and make life as easy as possible for you, whether that is a prep you're currently doing, whether that's a fat loss phase you're currently doing, or you're in a gainer phase. All you need to do is change around to suit you how much food you need to be eating. This should be a really good template for anyone who is looking to prioritize recovery, build muscle, or lose fat. Right, let's get into it. I am currently fasted. It is 5 to 12 in the day. I have been up since 4:15 this morning, which is, to be fair, a little bit earlier than I usually am. I'm currently getting up between 5 and 5:30 every single day, but you can see there's a long period where I'm fasting in the morning to make the rest of the day as easy as possible for me. During that time, I have loads of fluids going in, so multiple liters of water going in. I have coffee first thing in the morning. I have a second coffee mid-morning. I also have a cup of black tea. So there's a lot of fluids going in there straight away. Caffeine, first and foremost, a black coffee is going to be a really good appetite suppressant for you. It's also going to give you that little bit of a boost of energy first thing in the morning, and it's just really nice. That's why we drink it, because we really like it. So meal 1 is about to go down. We're going to prepare it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to get it into us. Meal 1 is an absolute beauty. We've got eggs, peppers and onions. We've got spinach, and we've got bread. This has definitely, over the last couple of weeks, become one of my favorite meals every single day. All the meals that you're going to see today are absolutely delicious, and that's a super important thing. The diet needs to be set up so that you don't feel like it's an actual diet. It's just food that you enjoy eating every single day that's set up in line with the goal that you have right now, whether that is to lose fat, which for a lot of you watching this more than likely will, or whether it is for gaining muscle and building muscle. Obviously, every food that's going to go in, every meal that's going to go in, it's quality food. Okay, that's going to be a big thing across the diet as well. Mistakes I've made in the past is trying to fit certain foods in. Will this fit my macros? Will this fit my macros? Or could I have this? I've cut that out. You know, that was a big part of a problem that I had in the past, which led to me fucking up a lot of fat loss phases, and especially reversing out of fat loss phases as well, which is something that I'm going to have to think about in a couple of months' time. It's not what I'm worried about right now. Right now I'm just worried about enjoying the day to day, and a big part of that is obviously food. All right, it's the one thing every single one in the world, every single person in the world has in common, for the most part, is that we all like food to some degree. I don't track, I don't weigh my veggies. I keep my veggies consistent every single day, and it works. It has worked for me ever so far, for as long as I've been doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it because it's one less thing to worry about, you know, weighing out how much peppers or onions here are the case. If my coach does come to me and tell me, look, we need to start weighing out veg, it's not something I've ever done before. I don't think it's something that I'm ever going to have to do. Right now, I'm currently having one whole egg and 4 egg whites every single day for this omelette. The amount of protein that I need, and I also get a small little bit of fats from that one yolk. Lovely. Ravenous, lads, which is a good thing. You know, you should be hungry for your meals. You should be hungry for all your meals. And if you're hungry on the diet right now, watching this, looking at the food, thinking, I'm absolutely starving, it'll make it easier if you understand that being hungry, having that feeling of hunger, means something is happening and body fat is coming off. That'll help you a lot with being hungry and being able to manage it. So we've got here 4 eggs, 4 pieces of toast, as I said, 4 egg whites, 1 whole egg to give us our protein, our fat, carbs from the toast, and then we've got our veggies in there. Spinach, pepper, onion, cumin, paprika, and then our trio. You might be thinking of sauce is a lot, but again, another thing that I've just kept consistent and I'm going to keep consistent for as long as I can keep it consistent for. The GOAT for me is always going to be ketchup. If there's only one sauce I could ever eat, it's going to be low sugar ketchup because it just slaps every single time. And I am pretty much out of mustard, but mustard is something I've added into the diet recently again, and it's absolutely delicious. Obviously my taste buds are absolutely flying at the moment. And then finally, just a tiny little bit of ketchup. So this isn't some crazy ass full day of eating, but I want to show you what you can do with 2,000 calories. You know, you can make life easy for yourself. Again, absolutely delicious every single meal you're going to see here. So do not click off the video, stay on it. Do take a second to drop the video a like. We're putting in serious work here on the YouTube, on the daily, may I add, on the daily. So if you're not subscribed already, you've got a lot of cardio to do, you need some help doing it, these videos will definitely help. Not much explaining to do here, lads. The next 2 meals, exact same. This is really convenient as well, are going to be chicken, pepper, onion, lettuce. My secret ingredient for seasoning my chicken and pretty much all the meat that I use, smoky barbecue from Aldi. If you know, you know. Aldi's 0 calorie Fanta, basically. Sipped another full Stanley in the meantime between that meal. I've also done another 15, close to 2,000 steps for my daily total, which is 16,000 at the moment, which is quite a lot of steps. The walking pad has been an absolute game changer for me. To be able to do my work and walk at the same time has saved me so much time and has allowed me to make sure that steps get done every single day. We've got the next meal with us for the afternoon. Salsa. I think this is Aldi's. Yeah. 15 grams, 5 calories. Get on it. Right, lads. Pause. Meal 2 is going to have to wait. Another suppressant of the appetite going on. This full day of eating is going to be for someone who is severely digging. Not me right now, who's going to be struggling to get their food in later on tonight, but Cole & Co. I'm on the iced Americanos now. And I'm fucking loving them. Also here with Sam O'Hara. He is also doing the group shoot with me in, what, 5.5 weeks time?
5.5 weeks, coming around fast now.
5.5 weeks time to group shoot, lad. You hungry?
5.5 weeks until I can have an oat flat white.
An oat flat white. How's the diet going?
Diet's going good.
Yeah?
It's going good. Like, once you kind of pass first 2-3 weeks, it just kind of becomes a routine. Really.
Exactly. Stick it out, lad. Stick it out. Finally, meal 2 inbound. What we basically have here, you saw me cooking it a while ago in the air fryer as well, so I could just leave it, cook away, come here, load it up in a lunchbox. Underneath all of it, we have about 100 grams, I would say, of iceberg lettuce. A big change that I made to the diet this week just gone is pulling out all the broccoli that I was having, potentially causing a few digestive issues and causing me to be really gassy, to be completely honest with you, I'm pretty sure. So that's hopefully doing a job on that side of things. So we've just swapped all the broccoli that we were having for lettuce for all the meat meals. So lettuce, we have 170 grams of raw weight chicken. We have 80 grams, I'm pretty sure it's 80 grams in this meal. 80 grams, I'll have to double check the meal plan, of pineapple. Lads, if you haven't already, with your meat, all right, with your meat meals, pineapple is absolutely delicious. It's something that I've just reintroduced back in the diet to also help with my digestion. It has an enzyme in it that helps break down protein a lot quicker, basically, and it just tastes absolutely unbelievable. We have in here also the peppers, the onions, and then we have a little bit of kimchi, and that's the meal sorted. Bang, 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 bang. You know, there's probably about 10 grams gone in there. Obviously, no like direct carb source with this meal, so we're on the zero carb meals at this point in time. This is the way of choice for today's oat bowl. Perform sweet and salty popcorn. I know it sounds like a weird one, but trust me lads, it works. It really, really works, and it's absolutely delicious. That is meal number 3, lads. Everyone always asks me, what's that brown stuff on top? What's that milky looking stuff on top? It's the sludge and it's the ground cinnamon, lads. 60 grams of oats cooked in the microwave and then left in the fridge for a couple hours. So these are actually cold oats. If you know, you know. If you've been watching the channel for a little bit. We've got 40 grams of Perform sweet and salty popcorn turned into a sludge. And then we have 220 grams of frozen fruit, which is usually a mix between raspberries and blueberries. Today it's just raspberries. And then we've got our salt, cinnamon on top. On there, fellas. But delicious. I know I have the same reaction with absolutely every meal, but the meals are set up absolutely delicious. Today is going to be like the tester. You know, this is the setting up the meal plan for this day and then just keeping that meal plan set until coach makes the changes again when the changes do come. Beautiful stuff, lad. I've kept this one relatively low volume just due to pushing the food a little bit later today. You know, it's absolutely fine. And it's something I do get caught doing every once in a while, and it's a bad habit I used to have. It's not a habit that I have anymore. It's just a case of some days the way it is, you know, you just get caught up doing other things, and I'd much rather do that, you know, spend time with one of the lads, going for a coffee, than giving out about missing a meal time or something like that. You know what I mean? Small things that we don't need to worry about. Also, we have our chunky salsa again. Absolutely fantastic one, lads. 15 grams, 5 calories. You know, this time of year is a normal time to be starting to introduce salads into the diet anyway, you know? So there's no point in me whinging saying, oh, I've got no carbs with this. Carbs are going to be coming in the next meal, which is absolutely fine. And that meal is not that far away, you know, that kind of way. So we're going to scram this, last little bit of work to do, and then I'm going to chill out for the evening, and we're going to get the rest of the food in. This also, lads, watch the 2 poxy eggs left over there. I'm out of eggs. The fridge is a bit bare. This is, again, we have these pineapple slices. And now the star of the show. Probably my top protein source at the moment in terms of favourite turkey burgers from Aldi. The Mediterranean style turkey burgers from Aldi. Also, lads, really good tip. You know, if you can't really cook with sauces and stuff, the burgers, the turkey burgers, the beauty of them as well, the flavour that they already have in them is unbelievable, and I want to bring that out and I want to cook it in that flavour, right? A little bit of water. So these are frying off now, and it's going to be, you know, cooked, grand, sautéed, whatever you want to say. Water here. This for any protein source that I cook with veg. Maybe a little bit too much water, but turn the heat right down. And look at that come to life. Just grab your lid then and leave it cook away. Fast forward 20 minutes, lads. We have our rice cooked. You see here now, all the water has kind of just like soaked in. And what I've been doing recently to get more flavour into the rice is just putting it in there and mixing it all together. And just making, like, I suppose you could say, a little bit of a stir fry. Beetroot, turkey burger. We're not going to get everything on the spoon, but can't be left to anything. We've made it to meal 6. First little part is 85% dark chocolate from Lidl, and we've got 30 grams of this, lads. Finally, I nailed 30 grams. So 2 and a tiny bit squares of that. I sometimes split that across 2 and have a little bit of it earlier on with another meal. The benefits of that is if I was a little bit more hungry, the fats from this would slow down the digestion of a meal earlier on in the day. But because food was pushed a little bit closer today, I'm having the whole 30 grams right now, which is going to be absolutely delicious. The next part is 70 grams of frozen blueberries, and I put them in the microwave for a little minute just to melt them a little bit so they're not like absolutely frozen. My God, lads, the creamy is ready. I've got my phone light set up there because it is kind of dark in here for whatever reason, even though there is a fairly bright light behind me. But a pint of ice cream every night before you go to bed. I'm going to bed 2,000 calories for the day on a happy and full stomach, which is absolutely unbelievable. And it's just something like this that makes it so much easier. I'm going to give you a taste test, and then what I do is I put the blueberries on top. When the blueberries are finished, I then crumble a little bit of the dark chocolate and put that on top, and it's just like, it's really enjoyable, lads. So this is my first time trying the carrot cake in a creamy, so we're going to give it a go. Only thing I'm skeptical of is I usually have 35 grams of whey. Instead, today we have 30 because it's one of the perform samples, so I hope it's not like too watery and there is still a bit of flavour there. But regardless, it still looks really good. On the respin, there's obviously multiple tutorials on how to make the creamy. On the respin, I do mix in, see that brown kind of stuff on top? A little bit of cinnamon. But that only goes so far, so I'm going to try and get that out the way and get down here into the proper ice cream. You can get a good look at that, like proper consistency of ice cream. And all it literally is whey and water. This is the carrot cake. Here we go. I need to buy myself a tub of carrot cake. Lively. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. I'm going to get this, the blueberries, the dark chocolate into me, and then that is a wrap on the food for the day. What a day of eating. What a day of eating. That concludes a rest day, full day of eating for me right now. Just about 10 weeks out from my first show. The first ever show that I will be doing. And as you can see, lads, the diet is unbelievable as of right now. I'm sure we're going to be into a bit of a dig. Things are going to get that little bit harder, which is going to be exciting to show you on here over the next number of weeks, with hunger starting to increase, cravings potentially starting to happen. As of right now, 10 weeks out with that current diet, just over 2,000 calories on a rest day. I can safely say there's no hunger issues. There's absolutely no cravings for anything. And that's just from setting the diet up as enjoyable as possible and adherable as possible across the day. You can see there, 6 meals, absolutely unbelievable. 6 different meals as well, pretty much, with one or two the exact same. But a lot of the time, my meals are different depending on the day. Majority of the time, that is exactly what I'm eating. I like to just stick to the structure. Having that meal plan there, it just makes life easy, and there isn't much room for error. I have the exact same stuff in the fridge every single day. I know what's there. I cook it, eat it, and it's just set up perfectly for me. So I hope you can take some away from that. As you see there, meal 1, we had our eggs, toast, veg, absolutely beautiful. And then we had our chicken salads, we had our oats, we had our turkey burgers and rice. And then we, of course, had our creamy to finish off the day. That creamy is some invention, and I'm sure there might be more than one creamy going down on a given day as prep goes along, but we'll just have to see. That's the beauty of doing these videos on the daily. I can get my thoughts across on here. Drop the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. We'll do an updated full day of eating, of course, when things move along another couple of weeks, when food is getting that little bit lower, and it's crunch time, and we'll see what it's all about. It's all ahead of us. I'm doing it with you. You are holding me accountable every single day on here, and I absolutely love it. It's making the whole thing so much easier because every day is just absolutely flying by. And that's the biggest tip I can give you with the diet, is just take it one day at a time. Just focus on today and nailing the diet today. Every box that you need to tick that today, and worry about tomorrow. And you'll find that you're going to have a much easier time getting through however many weeks you have left until your goal date, however many weeks you have left until you reach the body composition, you reach the look that you have in your mind. Obviously, summer is closing in. Stick to it, lads. You'll thank yourself when you look back at this day and you stuck it out. You stuck it out, because you will be in shape Not everyone is going to be in shape, but the ones that can stick it out, the ones that can go through those days that are that little bit harder when you are hungry and it is going to test you, are going to be the ones that are going to be in shape. And to be honest with you, it's going to be character building for you. You know, you're going to be able to get through a lot harder stuff if you can go through a little diet over the next couple of weeks to get a little bit of body fat off you. As always, I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you tomorrow.